The dead tree in your living room is there because of an ancient legend and missionaries? Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. I've always thought it was really weird that we would cut down trees and put lights and decorations on them and bring them inside to celebrate a religious holiday. But the story behind it is really interesting and really layered as well. But we won't get to too many of the layers, don't worry. Look, there's many layers to where the Christmas tree actually comes from. And don't worry, we're not going to get to all of them. But, you know, it was not uncommon in the ancient world to celebrate the birth of a god by decorating trees. It happened in a bunch of different religions right around the time of Jesus and shortly thereafter. But part of the way this is brought into the Christian worship of the birth of Jesus is this really, beautiful legend. So this legend develops a little after the likely inaccurate date was chosen to celebrate Jesus' birth near the winter solstice. But the legend is this, that on that first Christmas, in the middle of the darkness of winter, right around the winter solstice, when everything was dark and bleak and all of the plants had died except for the evergreens, that at the very moment of Jesus' birth, all of the trees shook off the ice and snow and sprouted new growth, which is cool on multiple levels. One of them being that a lot of Christianity doesn't give nature agency and doesn't involve nature in this active way in the story. And I really love the way that nature is not just an object here, but is a participant in the story. But there's also this weird missionary story layer of this. And it's when Pope Gregory was sending out missionaries. He was sending them out all over the world. And one of the things that he told them was that when you go to all these places, you're not bringing God there, that God is already there. And when you find a place, tell the people about God through the way they're already engaging with God. And that's pretty interesting, problematic in some ways, but the tree happens. Because when they get to Europe, a lot of places, including Germany, they have this tree veneration where they have sacred trees that are always evergreen, and they will circle around them, they will decorate them, and they will worship these trees, these evergreens. Because if you think about it, in the ancient world, winter is dangerous. If you don't have enough food, or if winter lasts too long, it can decimate a population. It can kill people from starvation. And so the evergreens were this symbol of hope in the ancient world, right? Where in the midst of all the dead things in the forest, there was this sign of life. And the sign that things would get better, like the winter would end. And so they would worship these trees as a sign of life in the midst of the darkness. And so the missionaries said, hey, that is something that we can use to explain to them about Jesus, which can be a really good thing to remember right now if you're in a difficult time, that this is not the end, that there is life and hope on the other side of this, that this will end and there will be something after it, like an evergreen tree in the middle of the winter forest. Like I said, there's lots of layers to the story. If you like information like this and you'd like to hear about, the year that Jesus supposedly actually was born, the real dating and all that kind of stuff, that's this episode of the Unbelief podcast that you should check out. You can just search Unbelief wherever you do podcasts. And of course, there's a link in the bio.